The Rockefeller Waterfall system. You've heard me talk about it. You hear people all over the internet talking about it. Today, I'm going to break down exactly what I am doing. Now, I'm qualified to tell you what I'm doing, but I'm not qualified to tell you what to do. Before we start this, the key to this, there's a lot of people on the internet talking about this, is to hire a professional. So I have a trust attorney that has set up my system for me. So I'm going to explain to you how we use the Rockefeller Waterfall system to create our dynasty. So I have what's called a dynasty trust. 50% is going to my kids. It'll go split in between them. Then 50% goes into our dynasty trust. I have a revocable and an irrevocable trust. It's very important that you speak to a trust attorney professional to set that up. I'm going to talk specifically about the insurance part of it. Read the book, What Would the Rockefellers Do? The Vanderbilts and Rockefellers are the two richest families in the world. The Vanderbilts ran out of their wealth because they passed down money, cash, and the Rockefellers passed down a system. So that's what I'm doing with my family. So the 50% that goes into the dynasty and the irrevocable trust that can't be changed, there's rules, parameters, what to do with the money, what not to do with the money. But I'm going to talk specifically about the insurance part of it, okay? So we're going to talk about 4 things. Number 1, creating permanent life insurance. Number 2, using policy loans to using policy loans to buy cash generating assets. Number 3 is to bring the cash that you make from the assets to recycle profits back into policy, richest man in Babylon. And number 4 is the wealth transfer is tax-free through the death benefit, okay? So number 1, you hear people talking about life insurance all the time. It is truly the secret of the wealthy. We are using it for our family. We have multiple policies, and my children have policies as well. There's Index Universal Life, and there's Whole Life, creating a family bank. I personally use Index Universal Life. Some people use Whole Life. I like Index Universal Life because it's indexed to the market. I'm getting market-like returns. My principal is protected, and I can borrow against the cash value, and the cash value and death benefit goes to my family. Some people like whole life because it takes out the volatility as well. So it just depends on what you're using it for and what you're going to use it for and what you like in that aspect. Okay. What this does is this creates a family bank. So you've heard me talk about Bitcoin is my bank and insurance is my bank. Okay. So that's the first thing. I've created Index Universal Life policies. My kids have policies. I have multiple policies, creating a family bank. And let me explain that. So what we do is we use the policy loans to invest to grow wealth. That's key. We're borrowing against it, not from it. We're not taking from our cash value. We're borrowing against the policy, okay, getting a loan from the insurance company to invest in cash flowing assets. This is how the richest man in Babylon works. So you invest, get a policy loan, okay? The cash is still growing, and why would it still be growing? Because you're borrowing against the insurance company, and say you borrow, I'm making up these numbers, but it's different with all different policies. Say you borrow at 5%, and the market is netting, you're getting 8%, you're still growing 3% on the cash value that you borrowed against. So if I borrowed $300,000 at 5%, and the market is doing 8%, I'm still netting 3% on the cash value, right? So we're still compounding and growing our money. So we create permanent life insurance. I use Index Universal Life, creating a family bank for my family. So as our cash value goes up, our bank gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So every single year, it passes on as we get more cash flow and we max fund our policies and we do our premium payments, okay? Our bank, our family gets wealthier and wealthier. Then when we borrow against the policy, the key to this is invest in cash flowing assets or assets that are going to increase. Now what we want to do is you want to take the cash from those assets and recycle the profits back into the policy, okay? So you took tax-free money from a loan from the insurance company, you put it into a cash-generating asset, so you took tax-free money, cash-generating asset, you multiplied your money. With the multiplied money, you recycle the profits back in for the legacy portion, okay? Number 4 is the wealth transfers tax-free to the next generation, Rockefeller system, because the death benefit goes to the family. So every single time as my family grows, I'm the first person to create this within my family. As the young adults come on board, so if my kids have kids, day 15, they're going to get an insurance policy attached to this, and that will attach them to our dynasty trust. So every single time a Vasquez passes away, our family will get wealthier because a death benefit will go into the family bank, okay? So that's how we're using, that's one strategy within my wealth building strategy that I implemented in 2020 when I got into cryptocurrency. We got the profits, we started indexing into our life insurance policies, and then as we transitioned to want to build generational wealth, we created the Rockefeller Waterfall system. So like I said, I'm qualified to tell you exactly what I am doing, okay? I'm not qualified to tell you what to do. You need to find a qualified professional, okay? Don't try to do this by yourself. Hire a trust attorney to sit down with you to break this down, okay? Cash value life insurance is one of the secrets of the wealthy, okay? The key is to speak to somebody who's actually using this, and another key to this as well is number one, the agent must structure this properly, and you must max fund it properly. So what happens is a lot of these agents, they'll put you in a Ferrari and they're putting regular gas in it, right? You gotta make sure that it's structured properly, okay? And then you gotta make sure the agent needs to structure this properly and you need to fund it properly. So this is how I'm using the Rockefeller Waterfall method, taking my profits from crypto, my businesses, and putting it into different categories. And this is our legacy category right here. So it's exactly what I'm doing. I'm gonna continue to share with you guys more strategies on this channel, and I hope this helps. Warriors, rise, get your shit together.